All right, and we are live. You want to start this off, or do you want me to start this off?
Oh man, I guess I'll start us off. Welcome. This is the Bad Brothers here with the Babyface breakdown. We're just gonna talk some wrestling, talk about some stuff that's gone down this week, and uh, you know, just probably get off on some tangents and talk about some things that are completely unrelated to things going on this week. But yeah, welcome. Subscribe.
And this is Boosh, and I am Victor, John Advisor, wherever you want to call me on any social platform. And as he said, we are the Babyface breakdown, the Bad Brothers. I'm still not good with the names. I did it well last time. I didn't do it well this time.
Yeah, you nailed it. Nailed it last time.
I got better last time. So, want to start off with some news?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and see if I can figure out this screen share very quickly. Um, let's see. Screen. Yep. Nope. Not really sure how to do that. So.
Well, I'm also trying to toy with it. Maybe next week. Maybe next week we'll have images and we'll have certain things for it. But we still have we still viewed a few things. So, is there anything going on in the NWA, or is there anything going on in Impact that I've probably missed?
Yeah. So, NWA. Since you mentioned, I think I saw some news about Billy Corgan talking to Triple H um, about possibly some sort of partnership. Some sort of, I don't know if it would be, similar to, kind of Tony Khan buying Ring of Honor. I don't know if it's talking, WWE buying WA. I don't know if it's just kind of a working relationship.
Maybe like a partnership deal, talent deal.
Yeah. But that could be interesting. I did also see, I guess, NWA revealed some new tag team belts. That was pretty cool. And then, I guess, kind of tying into that, Shinsuke Nakamura announced that he's going to be working against the Great Muta next year for Pro Wrestling Noah. And Nakamura is still under contract with WWE, so that's an unusual circumstance there.
I think my prediction's coming true.
Yeah, I think WWE might be trying to get in on some of that Forbidden Door action with NWA, Pro Wrestling Noah. I did also see. I did not look into it because I don't really care much about GCW, but I did see something about WWE working with GCW.
Working with GCW,
which is also interesting because AEW works with GCW. Yeah, so it's bizarro world. So yeah.
WWE seems to be hopping on that train.
Yeah, and I don't know much about Pro Wrestling Noah. I don't really follow them. I've fallen a bit behind on NWA, but I am an NWA fan. So it would be kind of interesting to see, WWE work with some other companies. And I saw a while back that Tony Khan did an interview where he was saying that he would be open to, having a working relationship with WWE. And then I don't know if you're aware, but the Chris Jericho went on the Stone Cold podcast that back when Vince was in charge.
I was gonna say he was on the Stone Cold podcast a long time ago.
Yeah, but it was while he was under contract with AEW.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, and while Vince was still around, so it's pretty interesting that Vince, okayed that. I can see Tony Khan being a bit more okay with a working relationship, but we know how Vince, apparently feels about that or felt about that. So
he's not the big man in charge anymore.
No. But even when he was to let Jericho come on the network and the Stone Cold podcast was while he was still working for AEW was pretty
it's pretty big.
Pretty out of left field. But yeah, that's all I have on that. You have any more kind of thoughts on that?
I just want to say that I feel like I'm going to be right in the end, and that WWE is going to do something with New Japan like a Forbidden Door thing, because we still have Carl Anderson as never open weight.
And last I read, I think whoever's in charge for New Japan was not too happy about the fact that Carl Anderson's double booked for his never open weight championship. He's booked to be on the Saudi Arabia card for WWE that same night.
I think he said that he's going to opt out of the never open weight championship match and go to the Saudi Arabia match.
Yeah, I saw that, and that's I think what whoever runs New Japan I think was a little kind of irritated with that or frustrated with that.
Just a little bit of booking issues.
Yeah, so I mean that might be a bridge burner for New Japan. As far as like having some sort of working relationship with WWE. So I don't know how likely, them working with New Japan is, but it looks like, we might see them working with some other companies. Excuse me, the bubbly.
I just got water today.
Oh man, you gotta hop on the bubbly train.
I'm good.
It's
good.
It's refreshing. Well, yeah. So, what else we got news wise? Anything you want to? I know we got Nikki Cross making
You were
her.
very happy about that, actually.
Yeah. I'm a big Nikki Cross fan. I loved Sanity. I was a big fan of Sanity. So whenever they disbanded and started releasing some of those guys, it was kind of a bummer. But I think is Nikki Cross the only Sanity member left at WWE?
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't think she's quite returning to the Sanity kind of crazy gimmick that she had before, but it does, seem like she's going more in that route as opposed to the
superhero thing.
Superhero, yeah. Mighty Molly, Hurricane Helms, kind of route that she was on. We've talked about that before. It's reminiscent of the Hurricane Helms and Mighty Molly stuff, which I enjoyed at the time. But
you could tell Vince was like actually puppeteering that part. Like, we're not making much money. Let's bring back an old gimmick with a new star.
Yeah, I mean, somebody realized that it wasn't really working, and
I never thought it did.
Nah. I mean, like I said, Hurricane Helms, Mighty Molly. Who was the other? The Annoy
there
guy
was
that did
it was a big guy in orange.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on his name, and that's a shame because he was good. But they managed to get those gimmicks over and kind of get some legs out of it. But in the modern era, we saw Neville try to or WWE try to kind of push that same gimmick on Neville, and it didn't work. So I don't know why they thought it was going to work with Nikki Cross. but yeah, I was happy to see her in the way that they handled it, to have her come back and attack. I can't remember who she first attacked, but it looked like she was going to align with Bailey and that faction, and then she ended up attacking them
Just
as well.
Attacked all of them.
Yeah. So that's, and we also talked, man, in the current kind of age of like everybody being affiliated and everybody having friends and all the factions and stables. I think it might be good to just kind of leave her alone and let her do her own thing. Just be kind of a unpredictable renegade, of sorts. But yeah, I was very, very happy to see that. And then likewise, Emma, since we're on the topic, Emma made her return, and I'm also a big.
I was very excited about that.
Yeah. She didn't get much of a pop, but
it's nice to see her back.
Yeah, and
I saw what happened to her after she got released by WWE and went right into kind of that Impact, and then just died down after that.
Yeah, she hasn't been. Impact treated her fairly well. She was tag team, women's tag team champion for a while. I'm not sure what she's done. She's been gone from Impact for a little while now. So, and I haven't really seen much, from her since then. So I don't know, maybe she was just taking some time off. But yeah, definitely good to see her back in WWE. And another unpopular opinion, I really liked the dance, the Emma, that version of her. I enjoyed, but I'm glad that they didn't bring that back. I like the Tennille Dashwood kind of gimmick a lot better. She answered the open challenge for Ronda Rousey unsuccessfully, which surprised no one, I'm sure. But yeah, that's pretty cool, and I hope she's gonna stick around, for a little while, and hopefully they'll treat her right, because she was one of the ones that started the whole women's revolution, thing.
So I pulled up the name. I just found it. For the guy that we couldn't name as the superhero, it's Rosie.
Yeah, Rosie. Yep. Rosie.
Known as Matt Inoue.
Yeah. He passed away not too long ago.
But that last name looks familiar. Isn't that a part of the Rock's family as well?
Oh yeah. That's Reigns, Usos, Rikishi. Yeah, that whole group of guys. So yeah, Umaga. It would be. I don't know if have you ever checked out much of MLW?
I've seen some things. I like Dario Cueto.
Yeah,
I've always been a fan of Dario Cueto and his thing.
Well, they kind of revived the Lucha Underground kind of shtick over there. That was pretty cool. I didn't follow it very much as I wanted to. Just didn't have the time at the time that they were doing that. But their world champion is Fatu, one of the Inoue guys as well. And he's really, really good. So yeah, it's crazy that they haven't managed to, that WWE hasn't managed to kind of pull him over yet.
He may not want to leave.
I'm sure he probably doesn't, because he gets
Hammerstone. Hammerstone probably doesn't want to leave.
Yeah, but WWE has a tendency to throw enough money at some of these guys that they end up caving and going. So
yeah, you're right.
But yeah, let's see what else. I guess the Dominic promo, comparing himself to Eddie Guerrero.
Don't even. I already have a vendetta against Dominic. All right.
Well, I will say it's a shame that the guy isn't actually talented. Because that's, I mean, that's some grade A heel, you know, that's a grade A heel move, what he did there.
Listen, if
if he
he
had
was a little older and he did a little bit more in his wrestling career, if it wasn't that I'm under Rey Mysterio's wing all the time and that he was actually doing stuff, maybe I would believe it.
He's still very green, and I mean it's laughable, to even compare himself. But I think that's part of the reason that it was such a good heel move, because it's insulting, it's insulting to Eddie Guerrero. It's insulting to Eddie Guerrero fans. So I think that's part of what made it so good. I just wish he had a little bit of talent and charisma to back it up.
I also read that they're changing his last name to Guerrero.
I mean, I think that would be, on par with that heel move there. Again, it's just unfortunate that he doesn't really have the talent or the charisma to back it up. I think was it AJ Styles, his retort to that was pretty good. He called him this generation's James
Ellsworth.
And that was a pretty good.
That was a good callback.
Yeah, that was
this time at James Ellsworth.
And yeah, I mean, I think that's a bit more accurate. A bit more accurate of a comparison.
Heck, even James Worth did a reaction to that.
I saw it. It was pretty funny. Apparently, his 15 minutes wasn't quite up.
God. What else is there to talk about? There's a lot of things going on in WWE, but AEW, there was one thing that got me interested, and that's the whole Moxley versus MJF feud right now.
Yeah, that's pretty good, and even I'd say the Firm, their involvement there. I wasn't quite sure, in the beginning where they were taking the MJF and the Firm stuff, and I'm still not quite sure where they're taking it, but I'm enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying what they're doing with it.
It's got me held in. I don't know what's going to happen next.
Well, it seems to be it's very layered. The Firm right now, they're involved with the beef with MJF, and there's turmoil there. They're attacking Moxley, so he's got beef with them. Taking Matt Hardy's theme music from him, and finding him and taking his move. Ethan Page took the twist of fate, and so I think they filed some sort of copyright or ownership of those things, and threatened to fine him if he uses those things. So now you've got the Firm and Matt Hardy kind of beefing. It's good layered storytelling.
It is. And it's just, I don't know what's going to happen with MJF, because I believe you saw this just as much as me. I thought they were going to keep MJF heel.
I mean, we've kind of touched on that before too. When you have the crowd cheering the way that they do, I mean, that last little promo that MJF did on Dynamite, where he said his tagline, I'm Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and I'm better than you, and you know it. The whole arena was saying it along with him. He's majorly over, and it does seem like they might be kind of prepping him for a face turn, which is honestly going to be weird. I'm not saying that he can't do it, and not saying that I'm not a fan of his, because I am, but he is somebody that I love to hate, and he's really, really good as a heel. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they actually pull the plug on that, and see how that all plays out and how it works out.
I was going to say, the Firm attacking him just it actually gave me some like amusement and amazement at Dynamite and at AEW that I haven't felt in a while. I was like, man, this is actually good. That storytelling that y'all put on.
Yeah, and I mean the firm, they assembled a pretty good group, of guys there. I wasn't. I mean, that the ass boys, the guns, they were entertaining as kind of being the butt of the joke with Downhausen calling them the ass boys and whatnot. But other than that, I haven't really cared much, for them. But them being in the firm, that kind of boosts them up a level in my book. I'm a big Ethan Page fan. I really like him. So of course, he's great, and it's a good call. Morrissey, I think, has really improved a lot since he left WWE, which he had his mental health problems and needed to take some time off, and then popped back up in Impact and was in great shape compared to what he looked like when he left WWE.
Yeah.
And his time
and
in
Enzo.
Say it again.
Him and Enzo.
Yeah, and I've been kind of surprised that nobody's picked up Enzo for real. I know he's working the indies, but I guess not too terribly surprised because his in-ring work always left a lot to be desired. But he is just so good on the mic. I mean, you could bring Enzo in and just have him manage, and let him kind of work on his in-ring skills off screen, off camera, and get where he needs to be. But yeah, Cass, looked like a monster. He looked great in Impact. Impact treated him well, which obviously that's what led to AEW putting eyes on him. But he's a good big man for the group. And even Lee Moriarty is somebody that I have not at all cared anything about. But I think he's kind of come out of his shell a little bit since being aligned with the firm, and I could see him doing some entertaining things. So yeah, the firm, man, I wasn't too sure at first. But I think I'm beginning to kind of come around and be a fan of that.
At least a little bit of a grasp on you.
Yeah, and at least in the sense of being entertaining. I don't know, if I'll be buying their merch or anything like that, but I definitely am not fast forwarding past their segments. So yeah. Good stuff there.
Yep. And I believe that we also have a rivalry brewing between Luchasaurus and Orange Cassidy.
Oh yeah, I hadn't seen anything about that. Last I saw, they were still doing the Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Christian Cage, all kind of going at each other.
I think that's still going on, but they're just waiting for Cage to be fully healed.
Okay, yeah, for the big payoff.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting kind of development, with that group, because I really like Luchasaurus's look. I like the Luchasaurus name. I'm not, he has a tendency to be kind of impressive at times for being his size and being able to do some of the lucha, the more agile, moves that he's able to pull off. But really, his ring work is not great to me. But and likewise, I'm not a big fan of Jungle Boy. I see potential there, but I think he still needs some time. But I really liked the two of them together. The Jungle Boy with the
Jurassic Express.
Right. Well, minus Marco Stunt. I have never been a fan of Marco.
You don't like Marco Stunt?
I don't like midget wrestling, man. I'm just not into it.
I love midget wrestling.
I do that. I actually enjoy midget wrestling, but that was just too good to pass up.
I'm sorry, not midget. Dwarf. because
Dwarf.
midget is offensive.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, depends on who you ask, I suppose.
I guess.
I
Yeah, it was brought up to me like a week or two ago. I just remembered the term midget is used very negatively
Yeah.
towards little people, and October is Little People Month or Dwarfism Month.
Is
So
that for real?
yes,
Are you
I am
joking?
not joking. October is
Wow.
Dwarfism Month.
Well, I'm not very PC, but I guess in the in the sense that don't want to get us blocked or banned from YouTube. I'll try to work on it and call them dwarfs or little people, but I don't know. To me, dwarf almost seems a
Dwarf
little
seems
more
more demeaning than
right. Um, but yeah,
it's nothing like troll or anything like that, but it's still mean.
yeah. I mean, little person. I guess I don't really see that as being derogatory or negative. I don't see, but these days, man, who knows? They somebody will twist it, you know. Um, yeah, maybe we should take a poll. Maybe we can poll some little people or some dwarfs and see how they feel about it.
I mean, there's a lot of little people wrestlers that are very famous. We have, oh God, Hornswoggle,
Yeah,
Carita
yeah,
Sangrada,
yeah,
El Toro,
yeah.
Marco Stunt. Well, he's kind of a little people. He's a bigger little people.
Yeah, but I'd put him in that category. Marco Stunt, belongs in that category for sure. Um, but yeah, we got off on a tangent there. I don't even know. Oh, we were talking about Jungle Boy.
We were talking about Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus storyline.
Got it. Yeah. I liked the pairing. I think they both benefited from being together. Because I liked them a lot better when they were together. I don't necessarily mind them feuding. Because you still got the boy and his dinosaur kind of having some beef. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they actually like split them up. Or if they're able to kind of reconcile and get back on the same page.
Right.
But yeah, I guess you said Luchasaurus and Orange Cassidy. Is that what you said?
And then Orange Cassidy is defending the title against Luchasaurus.
Okay, I don't know. I think that might end up just being a one-off. I don't really see that going anywhere or turning into anything.
I don't think Orange Cassidy will lose the title to Luchasaurus, but I also think it looks really bad on Luchasaurus if he loses to Orange Cassidy.
It looks bad on anyone that loses to Orange Cassidy because Orange Cassidy is one of the biggest jokes in wrestling. I mean, that's why I was so upset that they had Pac drop the title to him. I'm a big fan of Pac, and there's no universe or galaxy, I guess is the term that I should be using. There's no galaxy in which Pac should be losing to Orange Cassidy.
Two wrestlers, or three wrestlers I think should never have won a singles title. Well, Orange Cassidy would be one, Alicia Fox, and then but R-Truth. R-Truth shouldn't be winning any titles right now with his gimmick.
Yeah, maybe old school R-Truth.
Maybe him, Miz, the bad boy R-Truth, the Ron Killings.
Ron Killings, yeah. Yeah, no, I could agree with that, especially Orange Cassidy. I'm amazed that guy has a job.
It's his gimmick.
People
love it. It's the sloth thing. It's the laziness. It's all that put into one.
Yeah, not my cup of tea. I'll admit, the first time I saw him in the Indies, I thought it was kind of funny. But even in the beginning of AEW, whenever they announced that they'd signed Orange Cassidy, I honestly thought it was satire. I thought it was a joke. So yeah, I've been over Orange Cassidy since about the third or fourth time I saw him wrestle.
And there's just some wrestlers that come on TV, and I'm like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Do something else. Nia Jax was one of them. I was like, do something else.
Yeah. We'll have to dodge that conversation because I know I'll get us in trouble on that one. Yeah. So yeah, I did. I don't know. Did you catch Dynamite this week at all? Aside from the Firm.
I think I totally dodged everything except for the Firm.
Okay. Well, yeah, there
Except
was
for also Swerve in Our Glory. I don't know if that was. I know that it was either Rampage or Dynamite, where Swerve and Keith Lee are now number one contenders for the AEW World Titles against the Acclaim.
Yeah, pretty sure that was Dynamite. That was I guess FTR.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe FTR lost.
I mean, they got 3 championships though. It's I don't really see that loss as anything that really hurts them for real.
Yeah, but weren't they kind of bigger in the company, and now they're being used kind of like how Matt Hardy has been used, and
yeah,
how Miro has been used.
I think from what I see though, they're at least one of the guys seems to run his mouth a pretty good bit outside of the actual program, kind of griping and complaining about their position in the company. So I don't know. It might be a little bit of a I guess payback for that. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but again, I think they hold 3 titles. I don't think it really hurts them to have them lose and put somebody else over. But yeah, that show there was Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta.
Okay, I did see that they took on Chris Jericho and
Daniel Garcia.
Garcia.
And that was a really entertaining match, man. Really good match. Of course, I'm pretty big on most of those guys. I like Yuta, but I wouldn't say I'm big on him. But he's really impressed me since leaving the Best Friends and joining up with the Combat Club. But yeah, I mean, Claudio Castagnoli is great. One of the best going. Big Jericho fan, of course, obviously, and Garcia, also.
Garcia's stepping up.
Oh yeah, he's really stepped it up, man. I wasn't watching NXT whenever 2.0 and Garcia were around. So when they showed up in AEW, I was one of those people that was genuinely like, I don't know who these people are. And I wasn't into it, but whenever they align themselves with Chris Jericho, of course, that makes me take a second look. Because with the exception of Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti, I think Chris Jericho has a pretty good.
He's got a local group.
Yeah. So yeah.
I think they should use Hager a lot more, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really understand why. He doesn't. I can't even recall the last time I saw him have a match. He's typically just almost a bodyguard of sorts for Jericho.
I was going to say, the last match I thought I saw him in was probably one with Wardlow.
Yeah.
One I can remember. And that was like a year ago.
It was a while back. But yeah, that was a good match. And then, Penta versus Moxley was also a very, very good match.
That was the match I told you I was looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, did you watch it?
I saw tidbits. I was out doing my job.
I feel you. Got to work, man. Got to pay those bills.
It's kind of dangerous to drive and watch.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that, man. But yeah, if you get a chance to go back and check out that match, it's definitely worth your time. I've been saying that I think Pentagon. I'm big on Phoenix too, and I love the Lucha Brothers, great team. But I think Pentagon has something, a little bit more. I think he can be in that main event, title picture. So I was happy to see him there. Of course, he lost, but it was still a really, really good match. You know, Pentagon is a little bit more of the brutal, almost kind of hardcore luchadors. So I think his style meshed very well with Moxley, and it was a
I've seen
really
a
good
lot
match.
of his matches. So
Yeah.
I've seen the mask versus mask fight. I've seen his stuff in Underground. Yeah, his stuff is brutal.
Yeah, man, really, really good stuff. He, again, I used to work for doing photography for Mucha Lucha Atlanta, and he was a regular there right before going to AEW. So and the stuff, man, they put on really good shows, and he did some brutal stuff. So yeah, I'm quite familiar with him, and I'm a big fan. So yeah, I got to meet him, and he at the time I don't know if he even spoke any English. He didn't really seem to understand anything that I was saying to him. But it's cool, Got a little autograph. But yeah, he's great match. Definitely check it out if you get a chance.
One of my first introductions to Pentagon was with his hardcore side. Was Lucha Underground, and his hardcore side was when he had a match with Vampiro.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, they put on some great matches. Yeah, Vampiro's great. So.
I always forget that Vampiro was in WCW.
I often do too. I forget that Vampiro was in Impact, or I guess TNA. However you want to, technically that's the same company, but yeah, he did some matches there. Good matches too, man. Nice little feud with Raven. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I think him and Raven had some feud in WCW.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I forget Vampiro was in WCW. I have seen some WCW. I haven't seen all WCW. Vampiro, the only introduction I ever had of Vampiro was in Lucha Underground.
Yeah. Oh, and he was really good on commentary too. Surprised he's not doing that.
Him and Matt Striker.
Yeah, and that's probably one of my favorite commentary teams, man, of all time. They were really good together. They played off of each other very well. But yeah, that's a great commentary team. Can't say enough nice things about Lucha Underground. It really is, top notch, man. I miss it. I miss it so much.
I do too. I think they ended at 5 seasons.
Yeah, 4 or 5. But yeah, if you haven't seen Lucha Underground, seek it out. I believe
there's still some YouTube stuff about it. I know it's off Netflix. It used to be on Netflix.
Yeah.
It used to have Prince Puma, Ricochet.
The
Matanza, Jeff Cobb.
Oh yeah. Cage, Brian Cage. Yeah. There's Ty Valkyrie.
Even for a short time, if you are a Guevara fan, it had Guevara at the last season.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio, Chavo Guerrero. Probably so many other names we could name that I'm drawing a blank on.
Ray Phoenix, Santos Escobar was what's his name? The Hunter.
Okay, wasn't Io Shirai? Was she?
I think she was in it. Yeah.
One of the Black Lotus.
Yes.
Yeah, seek it out, but it's definitely a wrestling show that's much better if you watch it sequential. The same way you would watch a TV show. So you need to start with episode 1. And
it's very cinematic too.
Oh yeah. If you're not into that, if you can't, if that's not really your cup of tea, you're probably going to hate it. But if you can watch it the same way you'd watch, Breaking Bad or any other, television show, you're going to have a great time. Especially if you like Lucha Libre.
I think one of the biggest financiers for that thing was Machete.
Yeah, Donnie Trejo.
Donnie Trejo. He was one of the biggest financiers for Lucha Underground.
Yeah, that might be true. I know him and Robert Rodriguez had a pretty close relationship, so that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. But we keep getting off topic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of luchadors, Laredo Kid was in the hospital. He ruptured his intestines. So that's crazy, man. It's wild when stuff like that happens. It's one thing to have an accident and somebody do a move wrong and hurt somebody, but that seemed to be just like a complete freak accident. But I think he's doing okay. So prayers for him.
Stable and improving after emergency surgery.
Yeah. If you're not familiar with Laredo Kid, check him out. He's good. Again, if you like Lucha Libre, if you like that style of wrestling, I think you'll be pretty entertained with him. But yeah, getting back on topic, man. What else has been going down? I know we got the bloodline, the Sammy. You want to talk about? Are you feeling Uzi? Are you that,
I don't ever want to hear them say that again.
Oh, they're gonna
make that a shirt.
Oh, it's probably already happening.
You feel it, Uzi.
They're gonna run that into the ground.
Oh yeah.
So
Sammy's gold.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I have said before I kind of tuned out of WWE for a while. As far as watching the programming, pretty much just catch the clips and with a lot of the stuff that's been going on recently, it's I'm interested again. I'm still not fully on board. I haven't committed to watching all of the shows, but I did check out the Nikki Cross return. I did check out the Emma return. I did watch the Bloodline segment where that that phrase was coined by Sami Zayn, and I'll say, man, it was pretty entertaining. I enjoyed it. So I haven't watched the Bray Wyatt bit with Uncle Howdy that ended SmackDown. I made it all the way to that point, and then I got caught up and had to put it on pause. And I tried to watch it before we went live, but just didn't
Listen,
have the time.
I'll tell you what, people like that do a whole lot of stuff with Marvel and Easter eggs and DC and Easter eggs and all these are like fantastic in WWE because they had pointed something out, and I was like, I didn't even catch that.
Talking about
if you look at the face of Uncle Howdy, and he has an earring.
Yeah, the earring.
He has a earring that matches Bo Dallas's earring.
Right.
So
well, I also think that's possible and even a little bit more likely than this other one, but I've seen people speculating that Uncle Howdy is possibly Malachi Black. I don't think that's likely because from what I've been reading, he's just taking some time off and he's perfectly happy in AEW, despite what the rumors say. But again, I could. I mean, who knows, man? I could see, that story being a swerve and him going back. But I think what was kind of getting people, to speculate about him was the eye. Uncle Howdy's right eye is it's white, and Malachi does the same thing, which again, I think it's a bit of a reach, anybody can throw in a white contact lens. Yeah, I don't know on that one. But I'm definitely interested and intrigued, man. The QR code stuff, and since Bray has come back, kind of having the Funhouse characters come to life and introducing this new Uncle Howdy character, which is creepy, by the way.
It's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type stuff. You know how the Fiend in him was Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde? This feels more like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, it's that same vibe, carrying that on. But yeah, legit. I mean, the Fiend I thought was pretty creepy. But this Uncle Howdy character, I think maybe creeps me out a little bit more than the Fiend does.
Yeah, this one is up there.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm intrigued by that, man. I definitely will be skimming Raw and SmackDown from here on out, and if things continue to get better, man, I'll be back to watching.
You say Raw and SmackDown, but have you seen NXT lately?
Oh man, the only thing I've seen in NXT that has been enticing for me is it Axiom? Is that the guy's name?
Yeah, Axiom, the luchador.
Right.
Formerly known as the A-Kid in UK.
Yeah, not familiar with him before changing over to Axiom, but
he's a former Heritage Cup winner.
Former what?
Heritage Cup winner.
Okay. Well, who is the guy that he was just
Nathan Frazier.
Yeah. So I saw some clips from Axiom and Frazier's. I think they've had like 3 matches so far, and somebody online put, like the best moments from all 3 of those matches together. And that definitely caught my attention, man. That's something that at some point, I haven't had the time to seek out those matches and sit down and actually watch them in full, but at some point I will be doing that. Aside from that, man, I can't really think of anything going on in NXT that's really, caught my attention and made me want to watch. In fact, the Quincy stuff, man, anytime I think, maybe I can check out NXT, I see a clip of Quincy and it just
yeah. They get rid of him.
But yeah, pushes me the other way.
So you haven't seen anything to do with the Joe Gacy's The Schism?
Oh no! Aside from the Rock's daughter joining up,
Simone Johnson.
Yeah. What is her ring name?
I gotta look that up.
Ava Rain or something like that.
Maybe. It's so weird. I did not expect it to be her as the 4th member.
I don't think anyone did, and I would say surprises are a good thing, but in this case, I'm not so sure. The little bit of talking that she did when she revealed herself was not good to me. It seemed awkward and uncomfortable. She didn't seem like she was fully confident. And I don't know, man. The Rock sets the bar pretty high when it comes to putting that mic in your hand and talking.
Well, he wasn't like that when he started out either.
That's true. And she could turn out to be, just as great as he was. I doubt it. But I'm willing to give her a shot. But yeah, right now I don't know, man. It seems like they maybe could have worked with her a little bit more before putting her in that spot.
It's also like a super different approach than anyone in that family has done, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've seen some interview stuff where she's, purposely changed her name and went with something that doesn't give her away as being a family member.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, I mean, she looks a lot like old Dwayne Johnson. But yeah, that's definitely a different approach.
I think this is going to put like the whole Joe Gacy and the schism and the grizzled young veterans, whatever you want to call them. I think that's going to put them more noticeable now, just to see what's going to happen, and that's going to give them more screen time and more availability with the fans.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I hadn't even heard of that group before that moment.
I hate to be the one to break it. It's a cult. It's a cult storyline, kind of like how the Wyatt family was.
Yeah.
But this is more the accepting who you are and everything will be okay. Like, they have little buttons that you'll get that have smiley faces, like yellow smiley faces.
Yeah, I saw they had like a mask thing going on.
Mm-hmm. And it's just weird. I mean, I get it, but it's just weird.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's all I got on that.
Yeah, I think we've pretty much caught up on most of the news.
Yeah,
it only took us 50 minutes. I think it's time to get on to the title of our video. Figures galore.
Do some talk about some figs.
Oh man, I might have to get the phone, the camera. I might have to just show all around the room, because I'll contemplate doing that, just like showing around the room, because we both collect figures.
Right. Big toy collectors. I've got. Can't really see it behind me there, but I might be able to go mobile and kind of share the shelf.
One of the things that you did bring up this week was a local like retail type store, a little thrift store, was selling unexpectedly some figures for very low price.
Yeah, man. Definitely a good buy.
Yeah. So you want to tell them what we found? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, somebody's up.
Bama picking. What's up, buddy?
Aren't you supposed to be asleep at this time of night? Or did you already go to bed earlier and you're just getting up? But yeah, no. Big figure collecting between the both of us. I think you're more of a bigger figure collector, but I'm just the one that.
Well, you're a box collector. You're the box collector. I'm the figure.
Yes, I like to keep my figures in the boxes.
There's nothing wrong with that, man.
I don't think that's a crime. I do take out some figures that are somewhat not wrestling out of the boxes. But most of my box stuff are wrestling things. So
yeah, I got a few in the box, mostly because they're autographed. So taking them out of the box would definitely defeat the purpose there.
I only have 2 autographed things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're both TNA figures.
That's interesting. Well, who is it?
One's a Hogan and one's a Sting.
Okay.
So I got, both of those are autographed, mint in the box. Like no damage has been done to them at all.
So yeah, I'm gonna see. If I can switch over the iPad and go to the shelf. Or wait, did you want to talk about your buy this week?
Yeah, well, both of us, since you're the one that kind of brought it up. Like,
Yeah.
You told me about it.
Right. Well, this is this is the find here. It's the new Macho Man Randy Savage. Ultimate, I guess, from his time in WCW NWO.
The Macho Madness.
Yeah, it's a pretty good Macho Man. I appreciate that he kind of went with just like black and white version of his attire instead of just rocking the NWO shirt like everybody else did.
Yeah, even though it was the NWO tag like right at the bottom.
Right. But yeah, good figure, man. I had to do a little modifications to the sleeve. I don't know if you can really tell much.
You cut off a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of shredded the like cut into the sleeves there just to give it a bit more shredded kind of look, which is a little bit more accurate to how he actually wore it. And also, I mean, the sleeves were kind of standing up. Yeah, they're sticking out, which was kind of bothersome to me. So, yeah, see if you can see it a little bit better there. But yeah, good, pretty good figure overall. I'm pretty happy with it, especially for $9. You can
$9.
Can't beat that, man. Cannot beat that.
And it just surprised me how many there were.
Yeah, they had a whole like pallet or more. I mean, just tons of them. And it's a figure that I have not seen anywhere else around here. I haven't seen it at Target. I haven't seen it at Walmart. Which it's an Ultimate. Are the Ultimates exclusive to Target or any particular store? Do you know?
I don't ever see Ultimates at Walmart. I only usually see Ultimates at Target. Right. Or on the website. Those are the only places I see an Ultimate. I've never seen them in Walmart.
I think it might be a Target exclusive, if I'm not mistaken.
I've never seen that Macho Man in a Target. I've seen the Batista, I've seen the Kane, I've seen the Undertaker, the Brock Lesnar.
Well, just the Ultimate line. I mean, I think is maybe a Target exclusive. But yeah, this Macho Man, I haven't seen it anywhere else. So it's a pretty good find. And I can't take full credit for that. We got a mutual friend, John Stripling,
which I saw as I was leaving with my figure.
Oh,
he did not notice me, but I saw him and his little wife and getting in the car, and I was like, "Oh, I should yell to John," and he had already drove off.
Yeah, he was him and the old lady have gone full time with his little toy business and thrifting business that he's got going on. So shout out to them. It's Flippin' Striplings is the their little thrifting company they got going there, and then Figureheads Toys on Instagram. That's John's toy account. But yeah, he's the one that spotted those and gave me the heads up on that. So give him credit for getting out there, hitting the streets, and finding the good deals, and being a bro and sharing the info.
His little wife, yeah. Look,
I mean, you didn't call her a midget, so like you can't get in trouble for that.
I can't.
We use the proper terminology.
We didn't use anything offensive.
No,
but I didn't even mean it by like height wise. I meant like she's a toothpick.
Yeah, she's petite, and she's great. So nothing but love for John and Taylor. but yeah, I grabbed a couple of other, I guess, ultimates or new figures for me. I guess they're not all ultimates, but they're figures that I've recently acquired and added to the collection fairly recent. So I grabbed a few of those. I'll go ahead and just kind of show those off real quick. It's the Ultimate Mr. T, which is a pretty great figure, man. It's the only Mr. T that I own. But yeah, pretty pleased with this one as well. Tons of accessories. It's an ultimate, so to stock up on the accessories with the ultimates there. And then at the same time, let's actually pick this guy up. So old school Hulk Hogan.
Old Hogan.
Yeah. And that's actually the only red and yellow Hogan that I have in my collection. And it's a pretty good one, I think. This, takes me back, man, to being a little kid and kind of first getting into the sports entertainment side of wrestling here with the Mr. T and Hulk Hogan. So I had to pick that up. Those were retail. That wasn't a sale or anything. And then I just picked up
Bam Bam Bigelow.
This guy. Yeah.
Oh man.
And I have
good.
It's a great figure, man. I had a couple of Bam Bams in the collection. Jack's Pacific, which is it's fine. It's a good figure, but it's good to have this one updated and a nice Mattel Elite of this guy to add to the collection, man. Got this. No Bam Bams.
No, I don't have a Bam Bam. That's one of the figures I haven't ever picked up yet. Is a Bam Bam.
Well, I got this at the Toy Bunker. Have you been to the Toy Bunker yet?
No, I've heard of it. I don't know where it is.
It's I'll point you in that direction, man. But yeah, good store, new store in town. The guy just started carrying wrestling figures. That was his first wave of elites. And again, our boy John gave me the tip on that, told me there was a Bam Bam sitting over there. And so I went and picked it up. Finally got to replace my Jacks with a good Bam Bam. So yeah, stoked to have that. Those are probably the most recent wrestling figures that I've gotten. But yeah, pretty happy with those. It's the Bama Pickin' just asked if that's a new store in Auburn. It's a new store in Opelika. He does a lot of stuff. He's real big into tabletop gaming. So if you're into that kind of stuff, Warcraft or anything like that, definitely would be a spot to check out. But he's got everything from Star Wars Black Series to Marvel Legends to Pacific Rim figures, G.I. Joe. Man, just so much in there. Little vintage, section in the back. He does a lot of like collector's cases. So you being a box collector, Victor, you might want to pop by there and get you some protector cases for those boxes on your shelf.
I don't think I keep boxes on the shelf. I just hang the boxes up. It'd be way easier to show you. I'll show you on a little bit with the camera. But you talked about the Mr. T, right? That's your only Mr. T.
Yep.
So
I know you got.
You already know what I got.
Oh yeah, you got the Mr. T Grail.
I have the 2020 Comic-Con first time in line Elite Mr. T.
Yeah, man. That's the one to have.
Still in the box too.
And that's one that I could see myself possibly keeping in the box. The box is is really
I mean,
nice.
it even has a protector box over the box.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you see the Macho Man Slim Jim?
I wanted that thing so bad.
Yeah. That's one that it would be hard to open, man, because it's a like box of Slim Jims. So yeah, great figure. I'll see if I can swap over here and show off the shelf.
I was gonna say, might as well show off something I got fairly recently too. They're not new. They are some old stuff. But there was a local place called Game Exchange that there was someone that just sold their wrestling stuff. And so I picked up a few things. A lot of those things were WWF die-cast metal keychains.
Nice.
And they're sealed in the box. So you have die-cast metal keychains from the Attitude Era.
Nice.
So I only got Stone Cold, The Undertaker. If I get that glare off. The Undertaker. I got a Sable. If you remember Sable.
Oh, of course.
And then I have, man, the Rock does not look good. I have a Rock one. Look at his face. Look at this. I think that's a Rocky Malvoya. His starter face.
Yeah. Maivia. Yeah, that's a weird photo that they chose to use of him.
Yeah. I got that. I got one other thing, but I don't know if I should bring it over here or show y'all when I start moving the camera. So I don't know. You want to start going like mobile first, or do I want to go mobile first?
Yeah, I got the iPad pulled up. I'm backstage on a different account. If you want to add it, we'll see how this works.
All right.
Cool.
Oh. I'm gonna have to mute this.
Feedback is not working out so well.
Yeah, no, that feedback hurts a little bit. All right, let's. Nice fan. Yeah, it might be the fan that's making the noise. Maybe my fan or your fan. It's one of the fans. I'm actually gonna. There we go. Man, that sound hurts. Looks like we got some old. Oh, we got sheep mask. Huh? I think I got the mic situation sorted out. Nope, guess not. Yeah, no, man, that's. You have them all set up really well. I don't even have a Jim the Anvil Neidhart figure. You have a fancy little light. Jesus Christ. All the DVDs back there. You got the little lights. Oh, you have the cool Stone Cold Steve Austin with the belt. Oh, I love that belt. It's one of my favorite belts. Got the little AEW. See the Pac figure in the. Is that Stu Grayson on the side? Mox. I haven't taken out a single AEW figure yet. Oh, man. You're making me a little jealous because I don't have anything like that. Yeah, good looking Shinsuke. Just have a gold dust in the box. You got the NXT Kevin Owens. See Alexa Bliss, the Macho Man. Got a little bit of the bubbly in the back. The WWF clock. Man. That's a collection. That's a collection. Mine does not look like a collection compared to yours. Oh, you have more. Okay. What the heck is that thing? This is the honky tonk. What is that? That's not Grogu. The heck happened to Grogu? Why does he look like that? Oh, the Ultimate Warrior. I have that one in the box. God, I have it in the box. Oh, it's missing a foot. Man.
That's what I got. I don't know what. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't know what was going on with the audio, so I apologize for that.
I think it's your fan. I think it's your fan.
Anyway, yeah, that's the bulk of the collection, man. There's some stuff you see I didn't have, space for. Still trying to figure that out. My Ultimate Warrior fell from the top shelf and lost his foot, but I have two of them, so I'm gonna get that worked out and get him back on the shelf. The WWF clock that I have up there is pretty cool. My granddad gave that to me. But yeah, at the top of every hour, it one of the characters, Sable, Stone Cold, The Rock, The Undertaker. At the top of every hour, there's like an audio that plays, with like a snippet of them saying something silly. Yeah, but that's a pretty cool piece, man. It's,
of course.
But yeah, that's what I'm rocking with.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try and get this set up to where it is. I don't know if I can even do it like that. If it's facing the other way, I might just have to turn the camera around entirely.
That's what I had to do, man. I couldn't really see what you guys were seeing, so hopefully I did a decent job.
Oh man, I've even got some like little toy replica belts all on the floor and stuff. I'm gonna try and get most of this stuff up and on the bed before I do this, so that I can show y'all just a little bit. Show y'all just more than I have. I've ran out of room, and I need to get a new shelf for some of these figures. So I'm gonna show y'all what I have so far. So, 1 second. And all right. So this was on the ground just now. So I did pick this up a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Yeah. It was like $10. And so I've also got some. I like to collect figures and some toy belts.
Yeah,
I used to play with toy belts.
I've got the one toy belt, the winged eagle that's hanging out on my Jericho cutout. That's the only one I have, but I would like to one day get a nice, like replica.
Oh, I've got some I've got some replicas.
Yeah. For now, I gotta rock the toy belt. I'm not balling like that.
Yep, I got a lot of toy belts. This is the thing I said I picked up as well with the keychains.
Nice.
And I have almost all the figures to go to it.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm missing only one. And it's Sting. I'm missing Sting.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool to have the ring and all the figures. You almost have the complete line there.
I almost do. That's the only thing that's eluding me is that Wolfpack Sting figure. But everything else is like mint condition. Just all the rest of this stuff is like mint condition.
Yeah, it looks to be in great shape.
Like right off the shelf. And this is the TNA figures I was telling you about. They're signed.
Yeah, okay. I know where you got those.
I think I do too.
West Point Buy Sell Trade. Shout out, Tommy.
And I've got the complete line of these special editions. The season 3.
A nice Surfer Sting. Was that a foam head?
Yeah, that's a foam head.
Nice. I like that.
I've got one of those, and I've got another foam Cactus Jack.
Oh, that's great, man. That's great.
I also have right here near some of the Transformer stuff, Goldberg special edition posable action figure. I've got him out of the box. Yeah. And then I also have him in the box.
Okay.
With and Hogan.
Nice.
So I've got those. I've got a Scott Steiner WCW wrestling buddy.
Nice. Nice.
Along with a DDP wrestling buddy.
Okay. I had the back when I was a kid, I had the Ultimate Warrior and the Hulk Hogan wrestle buddies. I have no idea what happened to them, but man, I wish I still had them.
You know, they're great. I don't know what to do with them.
You wrestle them. That's the only thing to do with it. Wrestle or cuddle.
No. Steiner will just keep saying I'm fat.
Yeah, I was about to say I'd cuddle with the DDP wrestle buddy. I don't know. I might feel like I was.
You might get hackled at by Steiner.
Yeah, too fat for Steiner.
I know, right? And he's battery operated, and so he would have voice lines.
Right, man. If he said he's fat, if the wrestle buddy said that'd be great.
I can think of it right now.
Yeah.
Like you're just wrestling, and then it's just this big guy in the commercial. He's just wrestling with Scott Steiner. He's having a good time. Steiner's like, "You're fat."
Well, man, this episode might get us banned before we ever get rolling, man. We're touching on some PC issues.
A little bit.
A little bit. We've been touching on that the whole episode. Yeah, it's inescapable, man. No offense to anyone who might be fat. It's Steiner. It's
Steiner.
It's not
us.
me.
Not us.
Yeah, it's not us.
What else do I have? Let me take this hat off so that it doesn't shadow my eyes.
Okay.
Got this at like a yard sale type thing, a garage yard sale, like for $15.
Nice.
A Money in the Bank briefcase.
Does it have some weight to it?
Yes. Is a full replica and opens.
That's awesome.
And I even have in it the OG NXT Championship.
Nice. Is that a toy belt or a replica belt?
Toy belt. That's the toy belt.
Okay.
I don't have an NXT Championship actual replica.
Yeah.
I do have in the older version of the United States Championship replica.
Okay. That's a pretty belt.
It is. And I also have the Raw Tag Team Championship replica.
Those are pretty cool too.
Yeah. So the Raw Tag Team one was actually the least expensive. So. Okay.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are not big fans of that design, but I'm fine with it.
I love it.
I think it looks good.
And then I also have the replica of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Nice.
Or the WWE Championship, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a pretty belt too, man.
And then I have, a somewhat good, a decent set of AEW figures.
Yeah, for sure.
I have the original, what is it? The original 6?
Yep.
I have the Cody, the Jericho, Brandy, the Young Bucks, and the Kenny Omega, all from the first series.
Uh-huh.
In the box, never removed.
Okay. I was thinking Rio was in that line. Was she in series 2?
I think she was in series 2. She's right here.
Okay. So
she was in series 3 actually.
Oh, okay.
Series 3 with Pac. Series 2 was the Lucha Bros, Hangman, Dustin, not Dusty.
Yeah.
And I think I'm missing one from that line.
Yeah, I recently I sold my page and my Rio. just as you can see, things are getting pretty tight, so I didn't have room. The rest of the room, this is my Ninja Turtles wall over here, and then I've got Godzilla, Batman. I got a little horror section. I have a variety of taste. So your room is pretty cool, though. It seems to be mostly all wrestling.
Yeah, except for the parts where it's not all wrestling, like these Mortal Kombat and Transformers section.
That's a tiny section compared to everything else.
Yeah. And then I have a Joan Grievous and just some Star Wars and more Transformers.
Cool.
But I do have a horror section. I have a horror movie section. It's right in here.
Nice.
So I picked up what's this? The Lament configuration. I've got some OG figures from Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Friday the 13th. Some little pop figures of Candyman, Leatherface, Leprechaun, and even Nicolas Cage from Mandy.
That's a pretty obscure film.
It is, and it's one that I've only watched once.
You really only need once. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's just weird. It's a really weird film.
It is. And I even have Friday the 13th on VHS.
Awesome.
Anaconda on VHS, Halloween 2018 on DVD. And I'll touch on the wrestling video games too, but I have Friday the 13th, the video game for the NES.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's extremely hard.
Yeah, most of those old school NES games are way hard.
Yeah, but you have to fight Jason. So.
Yeah, I mean, seems like it would be hard.
And so I'll touch on, what is this? Here we go. The wrestling video games that I have. So let me try and focus in right there. Got some WCW, some N64 stuff, Sega Genesis, some PlayStation, a lot of NES, some SNES. I've even got Tiger handheld in the back.
Do you have WCW versus NWO Revenge?
Revenge? I'm pretty sure I do. I think that's my favorite game.
That is my favorite wrestling.
It's my favorite game. Yes. The first game I ever played, and it's my favorite game.
Yep. The best wrestling game, in my opinion. I will argue.
A whole video about N64 games, and this is my favorite.
Yes, mine too. Great game.
It is. And it was my first ever video game.
I'm a bit older than you, so definitely wasn't my first. But man, I used to spend some hours playing that.
And it doesn't even stop there. Let me see if I can pan this light down to here. I've got just some Xbox, PlayStation, and Wii wrestling games.
Nice.
I've got all the 2Ks except for 15.
Yeah, I think the last 2K game I got was 13 or 14.
Yeah, no. Last one I have is 22, and I don't have a physical copy of that. I have a downloaded copy.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no. What is it? Wrestling Mask as well. I've got behind Razor Ramon. I've got 3 masks, and I've even got a Shawn Michaels hat that I got for $1.
Yeah, I used to have that same hat. I sold it. I also got mine for $1.
You probably got it from the same place.
Yeah. Was that Angels or where was that?
I got it at Panama City Beach.
No, I got mine locally here. I want to say I got it at Angels Antiques for like $1. Yeah, held on to it for a while, and then I eventually, had to make room, man, and move on it. Yep. That should be that should replace the fedora.
Maybe that
Where-
or this or that or these old school Sting baseball cap and Hulk Hogan Hulkster baseball cap.
Oh yeah, those are nice.
Yeah. I need to get like little headstands to like
Yeah.
put those up and display them a little bit better.
I've the only mask that I have other than the one that I'm wearing right now is my and this is nothing. It's just it's my mask. But the CM Punk Straight Edge Society mask. Yeah. I've got that, and I've got it on a mannequin head. It's not on display because I've decided to part with it and move on it. So if you're interested in that head,
Hey, I will take any mannequin head. I actually have 2 luchador masks and a Kane mask. So
nice.
I have a Rey Mysterio mask.
Okay.
I forget what year, but this is a pink and green.
Yeah.
So I don't remember exactly what match he wrestled for that. And at Angels Antiques, it was a hard decision because they sold them for $10 each. So I couldn't get both of them. But there was a Pentagon mask, and then there was a Wagner Jr. mask.
Oh man, yeah, that's tough.
And so at the time, I was more of a fan of Wagner Jr. than Pentagon.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know who Pentagon was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Wagner Jr. is great, and there's definitely some more history there.
And I wear this mask often because it's the one mask that fits. And it's a mask that gave to one of my first wrestling personas that I ever created. So this mask has a special place in my heart.
Cool. That's a good find, man. I can't believe you found those at Angels.
I know. And then this Kane mask was given to me from a close friend.
Nice.
So hold on just a minute. I think I can have it to fit. If I had long hair, I could pull it off really well.
You could do like Kane did after he shaved his head and just wear a wig underneath.
Nose is a little too big for it, but
yeah, that's pretty good, man. Yeah, just get you a brown wig. You look.
It's my Halloween costume, guys.
Yeah, well, some black eye makeup.
Maybe. I don't know. I've done Razor Ramon or Scott Hall before. There's a video out there of me doing like a little commercial for a youth camp as me as Scott Hall with a wig and with glasses. So
nice.
Hopefully that video is never found because it's also very skinny me. Yeah, no, I think that's just about all my collection other than some of these loose figures.
Yeah. Letting them breathe. I see the Easter Bunny there. Is that Adam Rose?
That's the Adam Rose and Easter Bunny.
Nice.
I'm trying to find Carl Anderson. I have Luke Gallows, but I don't know where I put Carl at. So I need to find him because I have the Good Brothers. Got some of the new stuff.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So this is the first Fiend figure to ever come out. So this was the first Fiend figure to ever come out.
Yeah.
And so I have one loose, but I also have one in the box. So now to think about it, I think I have more Fiend figures than Undertaker figures.
I only have one. I have one Undertaker figure.
Bro, I've got a whole shelf. I've got a whole lot of Undertaker figures. I've got a belt buckle. I've got this little car, this little car that you make.
Yeah.
Got the one with the side plates under it, the American Badass one. I got the Ministry of Darkness.
Yeah.
I even have 3 in the box ones.
Nice.
Oh, excuse me, 4. 4 in the box ones.
Oh yeah. Who is that battle pack with?
Sting, Surfer Sting.
Okay, that's a kind of an odd
Central pack.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd pairing.
I think it's like first debuts.
Okay.
And then this is just the wall of figures in the box. I have an Enzo and Kaz as well.
Yeah, that's nice, man. I'm a fan of that method, displaying. If you're going to do it in the box, I think that's a good call to hang them like that.
And I just keep on with the Fiend figures, dude.
Yeah, great character.
I got the Firefly Funhouse exclusive up there.
Yeah.
Got a lot of pop figures. There, I got that Golden Rock on top of the SmackDown edition of 2K20. Worst 2K game in existence.
I haven't played
it. I paid $150 for it.
Wow. Is it worth anything now?
I don't think so.
No.
I did get, however, a piece of the SmackDown ring when Brock suplexed Big Show and destroyed the ring.
That's cool.
So I got a little corner of that.
Nice. Little piece of history.
Yeah. And where did I put? I had a little plaque of Edge. It's a signed Edge card.
Yeah.
And so it came with that. It would either come with 3 cards, an Angle, an Edge, or Mysterio signed. And I don't know where I put it.
Well, I also have a binder, like a folder that's pretty thick, pretty hefty, pretty full of autographs. I also collect autographed like 8x10s. A lot of guys that I met before they went to AEW and WWE. Some former WWE guys in there too. But yeah, I collect the autographs. I've got also a book of cards. I collect the cards as well. Some of them I have are some of the actual cards that I had when I was a kid from the mid 90s. So I have those as well. And I've got a ringside seat here. If you can see the folding chair here. It's whenever I went to Raw. Got Cena and Bray Wyatt and Bellas and Daniel Bryan. Yep. So that's a pretty cool piece. I like the ringside chair. So yeah, I was ringside for the Monday Night Raw whenever I guess it was Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, who was the other one whenever they all got their call up that night.
Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, and Bayley?
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, it's pretty good Raw. I almost got kicked out for making it rain. I had some. It was back when the primetime players, so Titus O'Neil and Darren Young, were doing their thing, the millions of dollars, and so I had some money printed up that had Titus O'Neil and Darren Young's faces on the money, and I took a whole, wad of it, and right as their match was over, I just threw it all up in the air, man, and security was not too pleased with me for that, and yeah, that was they threatened to kick me out.
That's petty. That's I don't think you should have been kicked out for that if you were to even be kicked out for it.
Well, they didn't kick me out, but they definitely threatened, and the guy was pretty upset and pretty stern about it. I thought it was pretty cool, man. I mean, if I were them, I'd be handing out, dollar bills with their faces on it and hopefully everybody would be doing that. That was the brief moment where they were over with me. You know, I was kind of enjoying them, and then I think they split up shortly after that.
Yeah, I do have a figure that I still find funny. It's a Shawn Michaels basic figure.
Yeah.
It's newer. It's 2020. This figure came out shortly after the Crown Jewel match
Okay.
of 2019, 2018.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this figure?
There's a lot wrong with that figure. It's a lot wrong with that packaging too. Like what?
Why does he look like Adam Pearce?
Yeah, that's just bad.
Yeah, look, I hate. They didn't even get the lazy eye in this. They got him bald, but they didn't get the lazy eye.
That it almost looks like a Photoshop. Like they just took a picture of him from when he had hair and just like Photoshopped
Put it
him
on.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a lazy eye in this photo.
Yeah, that's an odd picture of him.
I can just think of the Ricochet thing. Why you bald?
Well, yeah. So guess that about does it for this week, huh?
I believe so. There hasn't been much development other than the Bloodline and the Firm and all that. Which I hate Roman Reigns. But I love the new storyline they're doing with Jey Uso going back to this whole thing.
Well, I told you I checked out for a while and come back. Just tuning in and watching that Bloodline segment. The last time I was like actively watching WWE, Roman Reigns was not over. He was over with. I mean, he was getting over, and he was over with a certain segment of the fandom, but he definitely was not as over as he is now. So it's pretty weird to see, whenever he came out, the reaction that he got because people were into it. He's definitely improved on the mic. He still, seemed a little, I don't know, a little off, a little weird to me. But yeah, definitely. I mean,
I think
definitely.
he's doing better on the mic, especially even though he's good on the mic and he has Paul Heyman that's on the mic. So he doesn't necessarily need to be on the mic.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but I see improvement, especially from where he was a few years back, whenever I was watching. So
you see that No Mercy, John Cena, Roman Reigns whole thing and how he kept messing up his lines and everything. And you see it now where he usually doesn't miss on the mic unless he's breaking character because of Sami Zayn.
Right. Yeah, he seems a bit more comfortable and seems to be doing a bit better. But I enjoyed that. I enjoy that storyline from what I've seen of it so far. But yeah, I'm still not going to be chanting or cheering for the tribal chief. So.
He does look a lot more matured, though.
Yeah. He's always had a good look. He's always looked the part. So, but yeah, man. I guess we'll end with me telling you how awesome Austin Theory is.
Okay, guys, we're just gonna go. I don't want to all about Austin Theory and about how this man loves Austin Theory. I hate Austin Theory.
Austin Theory is great, man. He's money. He's
the selfie guy.
He's got potential to be the next John Cena.
No.
Oh yeah.
I will not have this false propaganda on this channel.
You'll see, man. We'll come back in a few years when he's the champ.
No.
Maybe even the champ.
Maybe if he's shown improvement right now he's early Randy Orton for me.
You gotta check out some of his pre WWE stuff. The kid is super talented, man. He's great.
I just don't know if I'm gonna like him. I know he's talented. I've seen what he's done in Atlanta.
Yeah,
I've seen some stuff he did in WWA for Atlanta because
right.
I follow them and I watch their stuff that they put on. So
Yeah. I mean, I a little bit surprised that kind of how quickly WWE elevated him.
and Apollo Crews.
Yeah, but I was telling people years ago, before WWE picked up Austin Theory, I was telling people how talented he was and how he had that potential. So not too surprised that WWE picked him up. But yeah, man, big on Austin Theory, and we'll end on that note. So
terrible note to end on. That is a terrible note to end on.
I know.
But it is getting late, and this podcast has kind of run its episode. Thank you all for watching, and if you all have watched live, thank you for tuning in and laughing with us and going through all these shenanigans and just coping with the situations that we had. We had some audio troubles earlier, but thank you for your patience.
Yeah, we'll have to edit out the feedback.
Yeah, whenever we get editing done for the next channel. Yeah. And speaking of which, I know this is on my channel, the John Advisor channel, the Fedora broadcast, but we're actually making a channel. Up, we just haven't uploaded any videos to it. So if you will, go and look up the Babyface breakdown or the Bad Brothers. Just type it all in, the Bad Brothers Babyface breakdown, and look it up on the channel section. Subscribe to that. We need at least 35 subscribers, 30 to 35 subscribers before we can go live on that channel. Yeah,
we have an Instagram account now too, so we'll be putting up some clips from the show on there, and yeah, you can follow on there to kind of keep up with if time the broadcasting time changes or whatnot. But yeah.
And thank you, Bama Pickin, for your kind words. If you don't know who Bama Pickin is, that's my dad. So
yeah. Well, until next time. Yes, we'll shoot again for next week.
Next week, it's usually on the weekend, so either catch us on Saturday at 9 or Sunday at 9.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys take care, and yeah, I'm Bush Dingo, the Luchador,
and I'm Victor Von Thorn, just the chubby kid from Opelika.
All right. Peace, y'all.
We'll see you next time.